Racism remains a tough and persistent reality in the United States, even as we move deeper into the 21st century. While incredible progress has been made, the journey toward true equality is far from over. And let's not kid ourselves, bias, prejudice, and discrimination can be found everywhere people live, from the busiest cities to the smallest towns, in every nation on earth. It's a bit like conflict or war. No matter how much we wish it would disappear, there always seems to be a new generation that carries old resentments and new misunderstandings. No state in America is immune from this history. Even my own family, Irish immigrants to California, faced their share of closed doors and cold shoulders, though what they experienced was nothing compared to the struggles of other groups. So, for today's virtual journey, we're looking at the 10 states with the deepest racial divides, not to shame, but to understand the patterns that keep certain places from moving forward. We'll also take a moment to highlight local efforts for change, because hope and progress are everywhere too. Ready to travel? Let's get started. Number 10, Arizona. We begin in the Southwest, where Arizona's stunning landscapes are matched only by its cultural diversity. Home to large Hispanic, Native American, and immigrant populations, Arizona is a crossroads of the old and the new. But with that diversity comes tension. Arizona's strict immigration laws, such as the controversial SB 1070, have made headlines for years, with critics saying they foster a climate of suspicion and division. Recent data shows that over 70% of bias-related crimes in the state are motivated by race, ethnicity, or ancestry. But there's another side to Arizona: vibrant communities fighting for change, from youth-led marches in Phoenix to indigenous groups reclaiming their heritage. The path forward is never simple, but voices for inclusion are growing stronger. Number 9, South Carolina. South Carolina is a state where the echoes of history are never far away, from the plantations of the past to the monuments that still stand today. The state's long legacy of slavery and segregation is compounded by ongoing debates about voting rights. Laws that purge voter rolls or make it harder to vote are seen by many as targeted at minority communities. Bias crimes here are split among racial, religious, and sexual orientation motives. Churches and community groups, however, are stepping up, working to bridge divides and support those who feel marginalized. Charleston, for example, has seen powerful displays of unity after tragedy, reminding us that compassion can grow even in difficult soil. Number 8, North Carolina. North Carolina is a state of contrasts. Bustling cities like Charlotte and Raleigh embody a modern, multicultural America, but many rural areas still hold fast to old prejudices. The state's voting laws, especially those requiring specific IDs or limiting early voting, have become flashpoints in the battle over civil rights. Almost 80% of hate crimes here are related to race or ancestry. While the focus is often on voting, issues of police-community relations and access to quality schools also play a role. But North Carolina is also home to powerful movements for change, students and activists organizing voter registration drives, and local leaders pushing for fairer policies. Number 7, Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas, including the challenges and the opportunities. With one of the most diverse populations in the country, Texas is a mix of cultures, languages, and histories. Yet, the state's tough stance on the border, heated debates over voting rights, and occasional high-profile hate crimes have kept it in the national conversation about race. Statistics show that more than 70% of bias crimes in Texas are race-related, with a noticeable uptick in cases involving gender identity. But don't overlook the many positive efforts: Houston's multicultural festivals, El Paso's cross-border partnerships, and grassroots organizations working to make Texas welcoming for all. Number 6, Arkansas. Arkansas is often remembered for the Little Rock Nine and the violent resistance to school integration. Those events cast a long shadow, but the struggle continues today in underfunded schools and persistent educational gaps. Allegations of voter suppression, through strict ID laws, reduced polling places, and restricted registration, are common here. Bias crimes are mainly about race, but there's a significant chunk targeting sexual orientation and religion. Still, local activists, teachers, clergy, and students are pushing back. From mentoring programs to civil rights commemorations, many in Arkansas are determined to write a new chapter. Number 5, Georgia. Georgia's history is a study in transformation. Once a stronghold of segregation, it's now home to Atlanta, a hub of black excellence and activism. But outside the capital, many areas are still grappling with old divisions. New voting restrictions and disputes over access have made Georgia a battleground for democracy. Around 2/3 of hate crimes here are racially motivated, with other cases related to religion, sexual orientation, and even disabilities. Yet, Georgia is also where new coalitions are forming, diverse communities standing together for fair elections, equal opportunity, and justice for all. Number 4, Tennessee. Tennessee's rolling hills are filled with stories, some uplifting, some painful. The legacy of segregation lingers in the state's schools and neighborhoods, and poverty remains a stubborn barrier for many. Bias-motivated crimes are mostly about race, but other forms of discrimination exist, too. But Tennessee is also the birthplace of powerful music and civil rights heroes. Today's activists draw inspiration from that legacy, organizing for better schools, equal treatment, and a brighter future for everyone. Number 3, Louisiana. Louisiana is a place where cultures collide and creativity thrives, but it's also a state with deep divides. African Americans, who make up a large portion of the population, still face barriers in jobs, housing, and the criminal justice system. The state's tough sentencing laws and high incarceration rates disproportionately affect minority communities. Bias crimes are largely about race, but others target sexual orientation, religion, and disability. Yet, in New Orleans and beyond, you'll find people coming together for Mardi Gras, jazz, and mutual support, proving that diversity is one of Louisiana's greatest strengths. Number 2, Alabama. Alabama's story is inseparable from the civil rights movement. From the Montgomery bus boycott to the marches in Selma, this state has been at the center of America's struggle for equality. But challenges remain. Harsh immigration laws and lingering tensions over race and religion keep Alabama near the top of this list. Nearly 80% of hate crimes are about race, with most of the rest concerning religion. Yet, Alabama also boasts museums, memorials, and activists determined to confront the past and build a better future. Every year, new generations learn the lessons of courage, resistance, and hope. Number 1, Mississippi. Mississippi stands at the crossroads of America's racial history. With the highest percentage of African Americans of any state, it's a place of incredible resilience and culture, but also of enduring injustice. From slavery and segregation to the murders of civil rights activists, Mississippi's past is marked by pain. Discrimination in education, jobs, and housing is still a challenge for many. More than 87% of hate crimes here are racially motivated, with most of the remainder tied to religion. But look closer and you'll see hope: young Mississippians leading voter drives, faith leaders bridging divides, and artists using music and literature to heal old wounds and inspire change. Why this matters? So why take this tour? Understanding where we've been, and where we still struggle, is the first step toward building a better tomorrow. Every state on this list has its challenges, but also its heroes, brave people working every day for justice, equality, and unity. If you live in one of these states, remember, you have the power to make your community more welcoming and fair. Support local organizations, speak up against hate, and get involved in making positive change. If you're traveling, keep an open mind and an open heart. Learn from the people you meet, listen to their stories, and always remember that empathy is the best souvenir you can bring home. If you enjoyed this virtual journey, check out the video suggested at the end of this one for more deep dives into America's history and culture. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. This has been Virtual Travel. reminding you that the world is full of challenges, but also full of people working to make things better. Go out, have a great day, and let's all try to be a little kinder to one another.